Hello everyone, this is Dr. Satish S. Bornare, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, AK Wag College of Agriculture, Nashik. So friends, today we are going to learn our next topic, that is chromosome classification. How these chromosomes are classified on the different bases. So let us start with, chromosomes are classified on the different bases, in which first basis is the position of the centromere. So on the basis of the position of the centromere, the chromosomes are classified. Then second criteria is number of centromere. How many number of centromere are there, and on that basis the chromosomes are classified in the different types. Then next criteria is the shape at the anaphase. So during the anaphase, whatever is the shape is the criteria for deciding the types of chromosomes. Then next criteria is the structure and appearance. What is the structure and how these chromosomes appears? This is the another criteria for classification of the chromosomes. Then next is the structure and function. What is their function and structure, and this is the another criteria. Then last is the role in sex determination, whether these particular chromosomes having a role in a sex determination or not. So these are the broader criteria on that the chromosomes are having different types and classification. So let us start with the position of the centromere. So according to the position of centromere, there are 5 types, and in which first type is the metacentric. So metacentric, this meta means center, and this centric means the centromere is located at the center. So in this type of the chromosome, the centromere is located exactly at the center of the chromosome. That is, both arms are in equal size, and such chromosomes assumes V shape at anaphase. We can see here, this is the metacentric chromosomes having 2 equal arms. So one arm of the chromosome is called as PR, and another arm is QR. This is the general notification for denoting the chromosomes, and having the exact equal, or having the centromere at the center. So this is the case of metacentric chromosomes. It is also called as median chromosome, in which the centromere is at the middle portion. Okay, so this is the first type, metacentric, or also known as median centromere. Then next is the submetacentric. We can see here this submetacentric, then acrocentric and telocentric. So second one is submetacentric. So in case of submetacentric, the centromere is located on the one side of the center point, such that one arm is longer than other. We can see here in the previous diagram also, this is this submetacentric chromosomes, last one, having the P arm is a shorter, while this Q arm is a longer one. We can see here, this is not exactly located at the center, but just one side. This is the center, and just one side or just above the center. So it is a submetacentric. Submetacentric are also called as a submedian, and due to this position of the centromere, the chromosome become the J shape or L shape during the anaphase. So this is the submetacentric chromosome that having the centromere located at one side of the center point, and due to this, one arm is a shorter and another arm is a longer one. The next type is a acrocentric. So centromere is located at the close to one end, not at the exactly one end, but close to the one end of the chromosome, and thus giving the very short arm and very long arm. We can see here in previous diagram also, acrocentric. Acrocentric means the centromere is located near to one end, not exactly at the one end, but near to one end, and due to this, the P arm, we can see here the P arm is a very short, and this Q arm is a very long. So due to the position of the centromere, the chromosomes having very short arm and very long arm, and that's why it is called as acrocentric. And the another name for this acrocentric chromosome is subterminal. Terminal means at end and subterminal means near to one end. So another name for this is subterminal chromosomes. That means the chromosomes having the centromere just near to the one end. Subterminal chromosomes. Subterminal chromosome are acrocentric chromosomes, and these chromosomes acquired J shape or rod shape during the anaphase. So this is the shape of the chromosome, acrocentric or subterminal chromosome during the anaphase. And next type is telocentric. Telo means at the end. So centromere is located at the one end of the chromosome, so that chromosomes having only one arm. We can see in the diagram also. So this is the telocentric chromosomes having centromere at the end of the arm. So these chromosomes having only one arm. Okay, and another name for this telocentric chromosome is terminal chromosome. That means the centromere is located at the end of the chromosomes. So this is the telocentric chromosomes, and these chromosomes are I-shaped or rod-shaped during the anaphase. Okay, and last one, the holokinetic. So this is the another type of chromosomes in which the chromosome having diffuse centromere. That means the centromere does not occupy the specified part of the chromosomes. Whole body of the chromosomes exists as the centromeric activity. So this chromosome doesn't having the specific location of the centromere, but whole body of the chromosomes is behaving the centromeric activity or exhibiting the centromeric activity, and this chromosome is called as holokinetic. So the chromosome with diffuse centromere is called as holokinetic chromosomes. So these are the 5 types on the basis of position of centromere. Then next criteria is the number of centromere. How many number of centromeres present in the chromosomes give their classification criteria. So according to this number of centromere, the chromosomes are classified into 3 types: acentric, monocentric and dicentric. As its name indicate, acentric means without centromere. Okay, mono means single centromere, and dicentric, as its name indicate, having 2 centromere. So this is the criteria of the dividing or classifying the chromosomes on the basis of centromere. So first type is acentric chromosomes. So acentric chromosomes is chromosomes without centromere simply, and such chromosomes remain as a laggard during the cell division and eventually lost. So the chromosomes without centromere does not having any meaning, and that's why this chromosome is laggard during the cell division, especially during the meiosis, and eventually lost. Then next is the monocentric, as its name indicate, a chromosome with 1 centromere, and such chromosomes represent the normal types. So we all know that all our chromosomes are, or mostly organisms are monocentric. That means having only 1 centromere, and these are the normal types of chromosomes, and which represents the normal growth and body of the organism. Okay, then next type is dicentric. That means chromosomes having 2 centromere, and such chromosomes make the dicentric bridge at the anaphase and are produced due to the inversion and translocation. So this is the reason of the or origin of the dicentric chromosome, especially due to the inversion and translocation. This type of dicentric chromosomes are observed, and these chromosomes are generally representing the dicentric bridge at the anaphase. So these are the special structure observed during the anaphase, which confirms that this chromosome is having 2 centromere, and origin of this chromosome is due to either inversion or translocation. So this is the second criteria for dividation or classifying the chromosomes. Then next criteria is shape at anaphase. So the different types of chromosome, we has been already known that the metacentric, submetacentric, or acrocentric, telocentric, or holokinetic, these all chromosomes are representing the different shape during the anaphase, and on that basis, these chromosomes are also classified. So first is the V-shape chromosomes. So V-shape chromosomes, which assumes V shape at anaphase, as its name indicate V shape. So these are the shapes during the anaphase, and why these shapes are created? Because the metacentric chromosomes are there, and this metacentric chromosomes having the median position of the centromere, which leads to the equal arm, and at the anaphase this equal arm and centromere are pulled above, and this leads to the production of V shape. So all the metacentric chromosomes produce V shape at anaphase, and so the V shape chromosomes are having metacentric chromosomes. Okay, so this is the first type, metacentric chromosome. Then J shape. So chromosome which assumes J shape at anaphase is called as J shape chromosomes, and the J shapes chromosomes are nothing but the submetacentric and subterminal chromosomes. Okay, then third type is rod shaped chromosomes. Rod shaped chromosomes which assumes the rod like during the anaphase, and mostly the telocentric chromosomes are the rod shaped chromosomes. Okay, so according to the shape at anaphase, these are the three types: V shape, J shape, and rod shape. Then we can see here the types of chromosome, then metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric, and telocentric. The metacentric is having centromere at the center, while the submetacentric having a centromere just near to the uh, just away from the central position, just near to the central position, which leads to the L shape. The acrocentric having the centromere near to one end and give the L shape, and last one the telocentric, that means centromere is having at the end, which gives rod shape. So these are the various shape of the chromosomes during the anaphase due to the different types of chromosomes. Okay. Then next criteria is structure and appearance. Structure and appearance. So according to that structure and appearance, there are two types of chromosome. First is linear one, and next is the circular one. So we can see here the bacterial or archaeal chromosomes is linear one, and eukaryotic chromosome mostly is the having bacterial or archaeal chromosome is circular one, and eukaryotic chromosome is having linear one. As a human being also having the linear chromosome, that means both the end of the chromosomes are free, while in case of bacteria or archaea, all the organisms are having circular chromosome, that means the end of the chromosomes are not free, they are in a ring form. Okay, so what is linear chromosomes? Chromosome with a linear structure are having both ends free, linear structure, just like line like structure, and having both end free, are such chromosomes are found in eukaryotes. As I told you, human being is also example of these linear chromosomes. Then circular chromosomes, the chromosome with circular shape and structure, such as the chromosomes are found in bacteria and viruses, having the circular ring-like chromosomes, and there is no free ends. So these are the appearance and structure of the chromosomes, and according to that, there are two types of chromosomes: linear and circular. Then next criteria is structure and function. So according to the structure and function, there are two types of chromosomes: normal one and special one. So normal chromosomes are those chromosomes which normal structure, that is normal shape and size and function, they are required for the normal growth and development of the human being or any organism. So normal chromosomes are those chromosomes with the normal structure, that is shape, size and function, while special chromosomes are those chromosomes which significantly differ from the structure and function from the normal chromosomes. For example, the Lamprecht chromosome, B chromosome, supernumerary chromosome, polyteny chromosome, giant chromosome, these are the various examples of the special types of chromosomes which are significantly different from the normal structure and function of the normal chromosomes. So according to the structure and function, these are the two types. Then last criteria is role in sex determination. So according to the role of the chromosome in sex determination, there are two types: autosomes and allosomes. So autosomes are the chromosomes which do not differ in morphology and number in male and female sex and rarely contain this sex determination gene. So autosomes are those chromosomes which do not differ in morphology and number in male and female. So they are same in male and female. As in case of human being, there are 23 pairs the chromosome. Out of that, 22 are common in male and female. That means they are similar in number and morphology are also same in male and female sex. That's why they are called as autosomes. Auto means similar, and they are generally not taken the part in the role in the sex determination. So that they rarely contain the sex determination gene, and they are called as autosomes. While the 23rd pair is X and Y, which are differ in morphology in number in male and female, because human female is having 2x while human male is having X and Y. So they are different in number and also in morphology in male and female sex, and contain the sex determination gene. For example, X and Y. So X and Y is having sex determination gene, that they are having role in sex determination. So they are called as allosomes. Allo means different. So they are in different morphology and having role in sex determination. So these are the two types on the basis of role in sex determination, that is autosomes and allosomes. We can see here the out of this 46, 22 pair, as I told you, 22 pairs are autosomes, that are they are similar in male and female, while these 23rd pair X and Y, these two sex chromosomes are different in male and female. Okay, so this is the autosomes and allosomes. So these are the various criteria on that we have divided the chromosomes into the different types. So thank you. This video is for education purpose only. Thanks once again.